Alright. What's up, guys? We've got REYNOR in the top left side of the map representing Basilisk. Down in the bottom right, we've got Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. It is the Gamers8 round of 8. And BYUN is looking for revenge. BYUN's wrists looking better than ever in this tournament. I don't know what changed, but I didn't see a lot of pauses. I didn't see a lot of him looking visibly in pain, and he seemed to be chilling. BYUN, I mean, he's one of the most vibrant, happy pro gamers. I'll tell you guys, he instantly like runs up to all the foreigners, the casters, and says hello. He has a big smile on his face, but I know when he doesn't have a smile on his face, when he's playing REYNOR, because his wrists basically took away his victory against REYNOR in, I think, the quarterfinals it was, of DreamHack Sweden. Sorry, not DreamHack. ESL Masters Sweden. Sorry, guys, they changed the branding this year. Don't get mad at me, ESL. They're like, you're not meant to say it's not DreamHack anymore, even though it's held in DreamHack. I'm like, anyways, point being, BYUN was winning that series, and he basically fell apart. His wrists fell apart. He walked an army of Marines into Banelings, and REYNOR made an impossible comeback after BYUN. He lost a few drops and walked an army into Banelings on move command. It was a terrible turn of events in that game 5, but BYUN has this ability to put REYNOR on the back foot and screw him up. The only problem is REYNOR has had months since then to prepare against this 2-Rex Reaper build, and so far, I'd say his defense looks pretty good. He does lose an Overlord there, which is, not great, but did that see the barracks? It did. He sees the 3rd barracks. So he knows that this is like a 3 barracks build. He knows there's probably a big Marine push. The thing is, normally BYUN does this with a 4th barrack, so I think REYNOR's going to expect like a giant Marine attack, and BYUN, I mean, he's only on 1 gas, so he needs to either drop a 2nd gas and get a factory, or arguably he could do a really weird 3rd command center follow-up. That would be kind of bizarre, but it's an option. It just means your medevacs are literally going to hit the field never. Like, they're going to be so delayed. Anyways, now that he's pushed back the Reapers, it looks like he's looking pretty solid, is REYNOR. He's just got lots of drones coming out. He's spreading creep. He's up to 4 queens. And you can tell he's very well prepared because BYUN's been doing this opening over and over. A lot of the players, when I talked to them at this event, I said, what do you think of BYUN? I actually think he can beat REYNOR. I think REYNOR's on fire, but I think BYUN's the best chance of taking him down. He's an absolute monster. And whenever I said this, like Cyril or anyone, they were like, yeah, he's predictable though. And I remember a Laser especially said this. He's like, BYUN is so predictable, you can study his builds and know exactly what he's doing because he repeats them over and over again in a tournament. He doesn't really change his builds up. And he basically is a little bit predictable. Not only that, REYNOR had Lambo on his side for this tournament. For those who don't know, REYNOR basically, when he has Lambo coaching him, that's when he wins world championships. When he actually literally pays Lambo for coaching, Lambo studies games, does research for him, helps him prepare builds. Unfortunately, Lambo is teammates with BYUN. So there was a rule where Lambo said, I can't help you prepare for the matchup with BYUN. That being said, he probably already helped him with Zerg vs. Terran before that in general, so REYNOR's still going to be coming in well-prepared. Marines stim in, Lings coming in for the flank. If they can fully surround the Marines, would be nice. REYNOR tries to just kind of stutter step forward. I think the Lings need to pull back. Great pullback timing. And 21 Lings go down, but you kill a few Marines, you push back the pressure. I think that's a pretty good hold for REYNOR. Okay, guys, I should talk more about the builds. It is indeed that quick 3rd command center I talked about, which is a very weird follow-up, but he's gone for it. He's also taken a 2nd and 3rd gas, getting the Starport factory. He's trying to get double upgrades, but you can see he's very gas-starved, having stayed on 1 gas for so long. But he is getting a very quick 5 barracks going. Double Evo Chamber and a Baneling Nest on the way for REYNOR. He's got a 4th hatchery on the right as well. Looks like these Marines should be falling home. You don't want to get those surrounded on the Zerg side of the map. REYNOR's up on 58 workers versus 46. I don't know. Is there a lead? I don't know. The other problem that a Laser, when I was talking to him, said is that if the Zerg plays perfectly... Actually, no, it was Clem, sorry, I was talking to. I was saying, what do you think of these 2-Rex Reaper openings? And Clem was telling me, he was like, if the Zerg doesn't make mistakes, you are just behind off a 2-Rex Reaper opening. So that's why I don't like it. He said, I've tried it. It is good, especially if you've got crazy micro like BYUN does to just find value with those Reapers. But if you don't get damage at the start, and if the Zerg doesn't make mistakes, it feels like you're just a little bit behind in the game, and that's why Clem doesn't prefer to do it. So far, supply-wise, it looks like he might be very far behind. That being said, keep in mind, the Zerg supply ramps up quickly here because he's massing units. You're going to have 5 barracks finished. 2 tech labs, 3 reactors soon, and that does give a lot more Terran production. The only problem I have here is because he's gone 2 tech labs, he he doesn't actually have as much Marine production as he'd like. Unless he wants to play a Marauder Widowmine style, that's a problem. He is going Widowmines, actually. I'd love to see him start Marauders very soon. This is a style that Dream popularized a few years ago, where you would go heavier on the Marauders with the Widowmines. The Marauders just tank really well. The Widowmines do crazy explosive splash damage, and it allows you to do pretty well. Bit of a nifty style. Not sure if BYUN will risk it. If not, he's going to need to swap those barracks onto reactors. Otherwise, he's just not going to have enough production to keep up the tempo. Marines trying to pick off here. Ooh, a few Marines do get hit by the Banelings. Not too bad. Only loses 3 or 4. And Banelings blowing up on just 1 or 2 Marines is not that efficient. Infestation Pit's on the way for Reynor. Reynor's got a 5th base on the left as well. He's got great creep spread. That creep spread's getting kind of disgusting. He's really good at covering the whole map with it. That's not enough Ling Bane on the left, maybe. BYUN, oh, a little slow on the pickup there. His medevacs were not on top, and he does lose a few of those Marines. 1 full dropship, still ready to poke in the main, but Reynor is well split right now. He starts +2 melee. No money for Carapace just yet. Uh-oh. 2-2 starting up for BYUN. Pretty well on time. Marine Widowmine starting to cascade through the middle. BYUN's going to look for the multitasking edge in this game. Reynor, as the supply goes, is definitely ahead on that supply. See if that continues as time goes on. Oh, you got to clear that creep tumor there as well. BYUN does a pretty good job of clearing the center of the map. That drop in the back just got F2'd in. You can always tell when a drop is just like randomly wandering into a weird location. You're like, oh, that was not on purpose. Oh no! Oh no! BYUN was actually doing pretty good in this game, but that is a massive Ling run by to let in. They're going to surround all the Marines and deny so much money. BYUN should not be fighting with those SCVs. Run, run, run. No, 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 don't fight. You can't fight with your SCVs. He's going to lose already 15 SCVs. Oh my god. And now the main base. Oh my lord. What a slaughter. The drop gets F2'd in. His army so slow to turn around. You could tell he didn't want to pull his army home. He keeps sending his army back to the front and then back home if you look at the minimap. Oh no. BYUN caught with his pants down. And that is what we call chucking a hero. Very uncharacteristic for a Terran player to chuck a hero. For those who don't know, chucking a hero, it's where you leave your wall down, you let 1 billion units in, and then you do it repeatedly when you're, even though you're one of the best players in the world. And it's almost hard to understand how it happens so much. Lings are still a minute later running circles in his base. Banelings are going to roll in the front. Oh no. Oh no, those Marines getting hammered. Well, that there was a hot mess. BYUN looked like he'd done okay. He lets the Ling run by in and everything falls apart. Well, that was a disaster. GG, well played for Reynor, game 1. All right, guys, nice game 1 victory for Reynor there. Didn't have to work too hard for it, but a clean defense. And Reynor has a way of making ZvT look easy when he gets flowing. It's dangerous, though, for BYUN, because you just let Reynor really get into his rhythm in game 1. Luckily, you're going into Babylon. I would say this is a fantastic map for Terran. I think it's amazing for them. However, BYUN actually picked Dragon Scales. He just lost his map pick. This is Reynor's map pick. Can you believe it? And I'm always shocked by that. I'm like, what, Reynor, what the hell are you doing, man? That's crazy. Why? Surely no. But he actually just loves this map. He really, really enjoys playing on it. I thought he'd be tilted on it after, you know, he almost lost to BYUN. Game 5. Barely made a comeback in Sweden. He lost to Oliveira, game 5 in it. He's lost a lot of tournaments on this map, yet Reynor seems to enjoy it more than, I think the tank positions on Royal Blood give him a lot of bother, and a few of the other positions on some of those other maps. He hates the late game on Gresfin and Neo-Humanity, so we know in like a best of 3, he always vetoes both of those. And interesting to see how this one plays out. 2-Rex Reaper again for BYUN. Captain predictability. Maru on this map likes to go single barracks on the low ground, get out Marines to deny the Overlord, and disguise his follow-up. But BYUN here just going for the classic 2-Rex depot on the high ground. I guess you don't need an extra depot to wall off on this map, so fair enough. We'll spot if an Overlord comes in. The Urubus, where are they? I don't see the Urubus. I wonder if they got rid of them on this version of the map. Oh no, there they are. A pair of Urubus. One of the derpiest looking critters. I love it. Urubu, Urubu, who are you? If you shoot me, then a pox on you. There we go. Urubu does flap out of the way. BYUN's first Reaper coming in. Let's see if he can get some momentum this time around. He's just doing 2 Reapers into Marine again. He did that last game. It's interesting. BYUN is moving away from the 3 Reaper. He wants to deny the Overlord. I think basically BYUN started running into a problem because everyone kept sending their first Overlord in and scouting exactly what his build was. Funnily enough, REYNOR hasn't done that. I think because REYNOR was more worried about proxy racks. Oh, a drone goes down. BYUN starts to find those juicy pickups. That's a very nice way to start things off. But REYNOR's quick to watch the cliff. And with a high ground on the natural and a high ground in the main, you really can't force your way in for more damage. As long as there's a queen waiting on the edge, REYNOR is ready for it to hit you as you jump up, which is very bad. Factories on the way, Tech Lab Reactor, and Command Center. Oh, whoa, whoa, careful, BYUN. Has to back off. Overlord's trying to get around the back, but the Marine is perfectly positioned for BYUN. Sees the Overlord. REYNOR already turns that around. Tech Lab and Reactor on the way. And it's a quick factory, so BYUN wants to do a 2-1-1, guys. No fast third Command Center. It'll go down shortly. But, I mean, actually, he could 2-base this, right? He could actually 2-base this. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. Sorry, guys. Left those alerts on. Big thank you, though. Ooh, Reaper's bouncing. Nope, not going to find nothing. Until the creep tumors are exposed down here, they really don't have many opportunities. And now that link speed's almost done, BYUN's going to respect it and go home. I'll never forget, I think it was their Ancient Cistern game in that series in Sweden, where BYUN's 3 Reapers killed 18 Zerglings without losing a single Reaper. And it was disgusting. You could tell REYNOR was tilted out of his mind. He was just like, whoa, this is gross. And hold on a second, it's not a 2-1-1, it's a quick Banshee, guys. I did not expect this from BYUN. It's a quick Banshee build. Ah, okay. REYNOR doesn't have any information to go off. He is completely blind, but if he can run a ling up the ramp and see there's no stim, then he'd know what's happening. Or if he sees the barracks isn't producing, he can maybe read into this. But now stim started, and it does seem like the third command center is going to be very delayed. BYUN actually hits a supply block here, cutting off his SCV production. Mistakes that he cannot afford in such a high stakes moment, because REYNOR's economy is soaring. He is up on, he's going to be on 8 queens. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 active creep tumors, as well as his main completely creeped up. And REYNOR, I mean, he's just going to start to overwhelm in the mid game if you don't watch out. On the other hand, where's the lair? Where's the evos? Where's the baneling nest? Where's the second gas? REYNOR is massing lings right now, getting ready for a marine push that he envisions coming. Ling's going to run up the natural. Sees a pretty heavy marine camp. Those marines should already be moving out or about to. Oh, he sees the Banshee! Huge catch. Huge catch. His queens can move forward to try to intercept. He's going to go lair as well as a bunch of spore crawlers immediately, and BYUN already takes a few queen hits. Banshee losing a bit of its efficacy every second that goes by because now the spores are done, and the Banshee just not finding any of that value. I've always felt this Banshee follow-up is super weird, but the fact that it got spotted on the way across the map makes it so much weaker. Oh, no! He flies into spore range and gets shot down. BYUN loses a Banshee for nothing. And it was a single Banshee opening, guys. He just made Cloak and a Banshee, and what did he do? He forced a couple of spore crawlers. Not good at all. Marines are coming through the middle of the map. There is no third command center. This is like a 2-base all-in, is it? Is he going to build 3 more barracks? I think BYUN might be planning to build 3 more barracks before third command center. He's definitely trying to keep the momentum up. He's supply blocked again on 78. Oh god, BYUN feeling the pressure. REYNOR, on the other hand, has been perfect on his macro. Notice he is stopping at 60 workers, builds a massive lings, and he goes back into drones. He's like, okay, I think I've covered this. I shut down the Banshee. So REYNOR realizes he can be greedy because he's taken no damage from BYUN. He's shut down BYUN's attempts to do anything. So he's like, I think I can go to 66 drones. You know, I can go up to 4 gases. I can maybe drone up this 4th base in the bottom left. He's got baneling speed started, double Evo chamber almost finished. Meanwhile, third barracks goes down. You can see the starport swapping off that reactor. Do we see, okay, third command center off 3 barracks. So it's a heavy pressure play. It's not a 2-base all-in for BYUN, but he definitely needs to get something done with this first attack. Ling's going around the right to cut off the reinforcement. Overlord does try to hide there and disguise itself. Siege tank is going to try and create a bit of a problem zone. You leave a few marines to stop up this choke point, and then you drop marines on the high ground. It can be effective, but REYNOR, I mean, 1 tank doesn't do much to 10 queens, and wisely BYUN picks up and just pulls back. But this is not really doing anything to REYNOR. As long as REYNOR stays calm, he can just keep on continuing to macro, make his 1-1 upgrades, and he'll be sitting pretty. A 5th gas is now mining. He should be rallying down to this 4th base now. You can see he's a little oversaturated in that 3rd. And behind it, BYUN going for 5 barracks. He's got +1 armor on the way. Remember, there's no second engineering bay. There's no armory. Massiling Bane in the middle of the map. Careful, BYUN, careful! Okay, those medevacs not microing. I do find it funny how BYUN just sits his medevacs there till the last possible second. For me, as a much lower level Terran player, I always, as soon as I see an engagement, I stim, I A-move, and then I micro my medevacs to get on top of my Marines so that if I have to pick up, I can immediately get them in. BYUN is so good at like knowing exactly how long he has before he has to move the medevacs towards the Marines. He just lets them heal. It's scary for me to watch. It makes me panicked. I would never recommend a low-level player micro the way the top pros do with their medevacs and Marines. Oh, quite a few Marines get caught down there a bit too deep. This is a small army to be isolated on the map. Bit of a mistake for BYUN. He was trying to kind of control the map and make it scary for REYNOR. But most of his units were all towards his natural. I think he basically was anticipating REYNOR to try to do a lot of backstabs, and he was trying to create a sort of continuous line of units to catch that, making sure he didn't have a Masseling Bane break his wall and kill all of his workers. The problem is, REYNOR clears up some of the army, he feels even safer, he builds another 5 workers. He's now up to 70 workers, 1 upgrades, Baneling speed's finished. REYNOR has 2 armies roaming the map. He has 11 queens, all up front right now, which is kind of crazy. He has 15 queens in total. What? This is what the players like to do against those 2 base all-ins, is get heavy queens because they could buy so much time. They're very efficient at just buying time, defending, holding back the push. Banelings and Lings are going to come in right now. They're going to blow up the depot. Marines. Oh my god, there's no high ground ramp! The Banelings are going to get massive hits. The SCVs are trying to run away. The Ling Bane says, no, 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 you silly Terran player. But actually, he gets out of there. BYUN somehow making an escape in an impossible scenario. There are still more Banelings coming in. Those SCVs need to run in the main. Banelings trying to go forward. Liberators do take out some of them. BYUN, oh, he's losing so many workers. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Siege Tank gets caught there by the Ling Bane. The other tank does unsiege and get home, but not before 18 SCVs have gone down. BYUN is finding nothing in this game. REYNOR is all over him. The aggression is being stopped in its tracks. Slight supply blocks, as well as REYNOR's decisive macro, shutting things down. The Banelings roll in. REYNOR could literally click on the command center if he wanted to. And REYNOR is an avalanche. BYUN needs to find a way to stop this landslide. All right, guys. REYNOR is on a roll right now. He's on Royal Blood, though, and this map is good for BYUN. There's a map where BYUN can get some momentum. This is it. He's going for the 2-Rax Reaper again. Seems like this is the only opening BYUN feels comfortable with. It does have a lot of follow-ups. It does have a lot of follow-ups. You know, the Zergs, when I spoke to them about it, they said, you know, there's a lot of follow-ups. It's a little tricky to figure out which one it is. But that's why scouting what the follow-up is going to be key. This Reaper getting right up in there. Oh, my lord. Get right up in there, Morty. Oh, my gosh. Oh, a second Reaper comes in as well. He's already got 2 Lings. And a drone, 3 Lings, and what is going on? Why was REYNOR's queen so late? Did REYNOR mess up his opening, guys? 2 drones and 4 Zergs. This is a terrible start for REYNOR. BYUN finally in his element. He's going 3 command center as well. So no more reliance on just 2 base aggression. This is going to be a much better game for BYUN. I think this is where the comeback train starts. Let's see if REYNOR can actually deal with adversity. He's been looking very good, but the games have been pretty smooth for him. This one starts off very rocky, and your ability to be a next-level pro gamer who is destroying is based on your ability to come back from bad openings like this and still look fantastic. Supply blocked on 36, and he starts 2 Overlords. Oh god, REYNOR's doing the Dark build, guys. For those wondering, Dark is a player who popularized constantly getting supply blocked and then somehow still winning games. My favorite thing about Dark at Gamers8 was him talking about how he's just not young enough to play anymore. And I was like, I don't know if it's your hand speed that allows you to get supply blocked on 36 and 58 every single game, Dark. But anyways, I'll talk more about that when we actually cast some Dark games. For now, let's focus on these 2 lads. REYNOR was looking ultra focused this tournament. BYUN looking pretty damn positive as well. And this game looking very promising for him. Factories on the way, Stim and Marine production. Notice there's only 1 Marine building at a time sometimes. So you can tell BYUN has a clear focus. Hold down the SCV key. Always have an extra SCV queued. You know, build your buildings and upgrades on time. But I don't need to attack anytime soon. Now I'll try to squeeze in Marines, but if there's ever a choice between SCVs and Marines, it's always going to be workers. Makes sense for a 3 command center follow-up. You want to build your economy. And only once you've got up to 65 plus workers do you really want to switch that focus into a lot more army focused and army centric style. Ling's going to break down these rocks. Very good move by REYNOR. I'm always worried as a Zerg if you take this 4th, which is standard. Tanks up there are devastating, but also sometimes they put tanks up here. And these minerals plus these ledges create some really nasty tank positions. We've also seen Terrans push up this side, clear this base. Zerg gives up ground, and then there's tanks here, like there and there, reaching forwards into these bases. And there's a lot of these corridors just get very uncomfortable. Down this side, it's a bit more wide open here, but likewise, Terran can control this high ground and then pivot off from this area to cause a lot of problems for Zerg. Overlord comes in, does see a lot of Marines, but it looks like Wait. Reyna built 35 Zerglings off a pretty low work count. I think he thought there would be a big Marine attack because he didn't have any scouting, so he built a lot of Zerglings. He's building more drones now. He's trying to go double Evo. Man, his lair and Baneling speed are going to be so late. Is he going to get away with this? I feel like the medevacs and Marines coming out, definitely BYUN could cause some issues. Reyna might want to backstab a little bit just to try to pull the army home. Do some little run-bys. Anything to just keep BYUN from fighting you front on, right? Nip around behind, hit him in the rear. Double Evo chamber on the way there. There we go. 1-1 starts up. It's a 45-second upgrade advantage for BYUN. Reaper's going to clear off that Zergling, just delaying that from landing. Cute moves by REYNOR, being annoying in this game. He's maintaining a 7-worker advantage, which is not that impressive. His first fights are still very important. Scan does go in. Plenty of Queens and Zerglings to keep him back. Siege tank will siege on that high ground. Pretty good angle there. Covers that whole mineral line from that position and covers just the edge of the entrance as well. Shields is almost done. 4th, 5th barracks finishing, as well as the 3rd barracks in that reactor. And it looks like the armory is going to time out well to start 2-2. I say that. Whenever I say that, I feel like Terrans forget to start 2-2. And it just sits there for like a minute. But not sure if that'll be the case this time. Baneling speed and 2-2 are miles away. This game's definitely a much slower pace than the previous ones. REYNOR seems to be sensing that. And he's definitely droned a lot harder now. He's going to be heading into the 70s of workers. 4th base on the right side. And like I said, that 4th on the left can be problematic. He's decided to take the 4th on the right. I think that's a good choice by REYNOR. Oh, here we go. Oh. Okay, Queens do push him back. 2-2 is on the way now for BYUN. Not too bad. Not too much of a delay on those at all. There was only about 10-second delay from 1-1 finishing to 2-2 starting. Very impressive. Siege tank's going to start moving out. He's just leaving 1 tank at home. So BYUN is leaving some safety precautions. He's got a wall off, a 2nd factory at the front. He's going to move a tank and a pack of Marines forward, but only 1 siege tank. And he splits a double drop off to the right. But look at this. REYNOR's waiting for a backstab. BYUN's going to spot it. He's like, wait a second. Why are there 50 Zerglings below my Marines here? Did he not realize? All right, there we go. BYUN just picking up those Marines. Doesn't want to get hit by the Banelings. He's going to move to the right. He does find the 4th base of REYNOR. REYNOR on 77 workers, BYUN on 68. BYUN's 4th command center starts up here at about the 8-minute mark. 2-2's on the way. We're going to see a couple of siege tanks and Marines moving out the left. Oh, big backstab, but well positioned. He raises the depot, doesn't let the Lings in. Those Ling backstabs have ruined BYUN in Game 1 and Game 2. This time around, we're getting to that 9-minute mark where the game ended suddenly in the last one. But here we go. Double drop slides by into the main. You got to be careful of those spore crawlers, though. You do not want to eat too many shots from those spores and queens. And this is the tank positioning I was talking about earlier. Those Marine tank on the left side pushes are so hard to deal with. But I think REYNOR's already got a pretty good army split, so those Lings could flank it. Baneling speed so far away right now, there's no way REYNOR can defend this base. It would be a very bad idea for him to fight right now. At the same time, BYUN being surprisingly passive with how he's engaging. That means he might give time for Baneling speed to finish. Double drop does rotate. BYUN quick to pick up. Does not throw these units away. He's got a nice triangle to abuse there with the drop mobility. Ling Bane coming in. The Marines, though, taking a nice stutter step. 1 tank does go down, but Baneling speed is now going to finish. Marines still being a bit tough. Ooh, Banelings on creep do connect with Baneling speed finishing in the middle of the fight by surprise, catching BYUN off guard. That's the most dangerous point, is right when Bane speed kicks in, and BYUN misjudged how long he could leave those Marines there. Does lose 1 medevac. He should definitely keep this one alive, but he's gonna... Oh, he's not watching. Only saves 4 Marines deep in the red. Could get shot down very easily. He's got more units moving through that right side. 1 tank and a pack of Marines on the left. That base is still definitely something that can keep being harassed in this game. That tank going a bit too far forward on creep, though. BYUN kind of panic sieging. Luckily, REYNOR only had a section of his army here, not enough to engage. You got to be very careful being so exposed on creep. These tanks, you want to put them in corners so the Lings can't get us around. Even there, that's a slight misplacement from BYUN. Double drop does save most of the Marines on the left side. Banelings copping tank fire to the face. Right now, the supply is dead even. BYUN has a 4th landed. He's upgrading a planetary. He needs to get that up. These Ling Bane, if they go down the right and cancel that 4th, it's going to be a big delay. He's already kind of late on that 4th base. and that's going to be very important for him to secure it. 6, 7, 8 barracks coming up right now with Tech Labs. He's got 3 started. 2-2 not quite finished for Reynor. He will be starting it up in just a second. Oh, Baneling does get a decent connect there. Marines on the left not being as active as I thought. I thought BYUN would keep poking in and out here, but it looks like he's happy to just chill for now. 4 Marines unload in the main. Looks like they'll take out just 1 or 2 Zerglings before they get swarmed over. And the Hive is now done. So this first Viper is on the field. Viper, Hydra, Ling, Bane, a very good army in this matchup. Oh, Widowmine plus Planetary. But there's some Banelings in there. BYUN a little slow on the repair. His army a little slow to get there as well. Oh, man, if his army was just a little quicker. Oh, he keeps it alive. Never mind. That actually turns into a very good fight for BYUN. 8 SCVs is well worth losing there. He can replace those very quickly. The Marines on the right side trying to bait Reynor into bad fights. Notice he's pushed the creep back very far here, but Reynor still has a little bit of creep on the right here. He spread just 1 tumor, and he's got a bunch on that left side of the map. But because he's having his area of control kind of limited, it does feel like BYUN's getting in a good spot. Problem, he's moving into a very easily flankable tank location. I don't know about this tank position. The Widowmines coming in are going to complicate things for Reynor, though. Very hard for him to pick where and when to fight. Marine drops onto the Baneling there just to set one off. Here we go. Reynor thinks about going for it, but he decides against it. Well, this is a hard position now for Reynor. BYUN is maxed out. BYUN has the momentum in this game. 2-2 versus 2-2. Even upgrades all around. The siege tanks are pretty far back, but I think that's the way you want it. He's going to try and move them forward. Breaking these rocks is BYUN. I'm curious as to why. I actually feel he'd be doing better keeping those rocks up since he has the long range units. Marines run in and get taken out by the Banelings. Slight mistake for BYUN. Reynor dives on the right. He dives on the right there. Blinding Cloud does land on one of those siege tanks, but it already is getting overrun. And BYUN here, where are his Widowmines? He doesn't seem to have many Widowmines in here. He's got a few more units coming across. He doesn't have drilling claws. He never made that upgrade, so they are slow to burrow. But he does have an armory, so they are invisible. They need overseers. Reynor right now has only 1 overseer on that right side. Nothing else. He's going for Lurker Tech, as well as 3-3 Carapace and Melee. Not bothering with those Hydra or Lurker attack upgrades. The triple drop on the left is going to join up, trying to get rid of this base, using his mobility nicely, but Banelings and Hydras are there. Marauder ready to tank, try and bait some of those Banelings into exploding. Reynor pulls them back, no mistakes from Reynor. Ooh, okay, the Buyer's stimming in, looking for the damage. The Queens and the drones are going to start to fall in that mineral line. Not a good fight for Reynor. He's going to try and go around to the low ground. On the right, the Marines a bit deep on creep. Watch out, BYUN. BYUN pulls back off creep, does turn, takes a decent fight. 1 Widowmine still ready that hasn't fired yet. A few more Widowmines coming in. Reynor trying to scramble over here. Reynor on the back foot. BYUN is in the driver's seat right now. It feels like one good fight and Reynor may crumble. He's down on bank, but he does take out a bunch of the medevacs. He pulls back at the right time. He doesn't have any Banelings left, though. This base should be going down. At the same time, the left side gets cleaned up. Looks like an abduct on a siege tank. The medevacs escape, but nothing else. Hydras are very exposed, and they're very valuable, expensive units. The Widowmines are starting to get cleaned up. Those Widowmines landing hits mostly on the Zerglings and Overlords, as well as a little bit of friendly fire. The medevacs try to pick up, but 2 of them get shot down. BYUN dives. He takes out the base, but at what cost? He threw away a lot of army there. The unit's lost tab has been in his favor for the most part, but I actually feel he gave up a lot of supply to kill that base, and Reynor's already got the middle base, so it doesn't matter. Reynor actually loses almost nothing by losing this base, a tiny bit of mining potential, and BYUN throws away a lot of his army. That may have been a big mistake, because now he's got to wait a moment to regrow his forces. I love that he's building tanks and Widowmines at the same time. He does need to stay active on that factory, of course. A couple Widowmines still peppered around this map. The drop goes around, gets inside that main base. A few Marauders and Marines kind of derping out here. He's going to take out the Queen and then pick up and get out, perhaps. Meanwhile, on the left side, looks like Parasitic Bombs forcing BYUN to split. Saves 2 Marauders in the main, ready to come back and fight another day. He scans the top left, there's nothing there, but that base and this base are still up. And remember, this base never died to that first push. This base finally died on the right, but only after heavy, heavy losses. Marauder in the main is going to take out 1 or 2 drones. Not too bad for him. Bit of damage for BYUN, but remember, he's trailing in supply, and Reynor has 90 drones. Reynor's income is kind of wild right now. You need more damages BYUN. Oh, good Widowmine hit. Clears this out. Siege tank looking to take a nice position. Viper says, get over here. Takes him out very quickly. And now that the Lurkers are on the field, it's not that easy to push in for BYUN. He's going to have to use positioning in more and more clever ways. Drop bypasses into the natural. But Reynor quickly reacts, pulls drones away. These guys get a few drones from the low ground as well. BYUN's doing a lot to interrupt his mining. He's also adding cloak, ghosts, and a lot more command centers. He's up to how many orbitals? 5 orbitals right now for BYUN. He's not got the Iron Bank, but he has a little bit more scans and mules available. 73 workers is a very healthy count for Terran. Reynor is on 87. His worker count's dropped a little bit. But I think that's okay. 87 is still a very high worker count. And Lurker there defending the mineral line. That 10 range Lurker is a problem, man. Marine Marauder has to back off this angle that has been denying mining for Reynor for the last 4 or 5 minutes. Now gets denied. As these Lurker count grows and they start to just lock off areas, BYUN has to be really careful. This army is very small. There's a big Zerg army. If he goes on creep, he's going to get wiped. And where are most of his units? I guess a lot are on the left. He's got a lot of SCVs, a lot of units still in production. He is just down in supply right now. The Widow Mines don't really get any big impactful shots. Nice clean up there for Reynor, who will clean up that other Widow Mine with the Overseer as well. Dangerously low on Overseers is Reynor, but he's decided just one with each army is all I need for now. Oh, Blinding Cloud on the Planetary. Lurker, Ling, Bane is going to jump on top. The Baneling's just going to roll it. The Marine goes Blinding Cloud! Oh no, BYUN not reacting quick enough. For those who don't know, when units get Blinding Clouded, their range gets reduced to melee range. So if you don't quickly tell them to run away, they will try to run forwards to engage the enemy. And when you've got dudes with guns attaching bayonets and charging into a bunch of roly-poly acid banelings, let's just say it's not a good idea. It was really bad for BYUN. He lost a lot of ghosts and marines there. The Lurker comes on the left side. Going to start working on those depots and SCVs. Bio does come in. 2 Marauders will make quick work of a Lurker. Lurkers, of course, very impactful when there's a lot of them together and the Marauders are stacked up. But 1 or 2 Marauders spread out like that will take it out easy. Ling Bane Lurker massing up. Reynor's still sitting on 80 workers, a decent enough economy. Another Lurker goes down there. Another one comes in the left side. I like that Reynor's just keeping him busy right now. I'm going to have to do an old double check here. Oh, he just dropped mules. You got to be careful. He does actually have a crazy amount of energy, so that's totally fine. BYUN actually should be dropping way more mules. He's still got 6 mules or scans available. And that army coming forward, he's trying to drop some EMPs. That doesn't do anything. Zerg units don't have shields, man. The Vipers coming in as well. Blinding Clouds, or Parasitic Bombs, I should say, going down. The Bio Ghost spreading very well. Actually, a nice defensive engagement for BYUN. That could have gone a lot worse. Unfortunately, he lost a whole mineral line and a command center had to lift off during it. This Lurker on the left also taking out a refinery, just being frustrating to deal with. He had to lift this base on the left. Oh no, he just accidentally lifted all of his command centers. That was a misclick, guys. That had to be a misclick. He now has to go around and manually land each one of them. Very frustrating. BYUN is in the chaos right now. Reynor has him on the back foot. Another Lurker on the left. This here is the D-bag Lurker. This Lurker is not the most perfectly efficient move in the game. It is the most annoying move in the game. He's like, you have to deal with this. You have to deal with this again. You have to deal with this. Also, you have to deal with this. Reynor in his face. Reynor's bank is exhausted. He doesn't have that much money to deal with. If BYUN can stabilize, he can still win this game, but he needs to make sure he doesn't chase on creep. He's got to pull back and rebuild that economy, I think. He's only on 48 workers. He feels like he needs to go all in and win the game right now, and maybe he has an opportunity. Dead even on army supply. Being deep on creep, always very scary for the Terran. Overseer comes forward, does block those ghosts. They only take out 1 Lurker. The Queens fall on the right. The hatchery goes down. Reynor's going to try and pull over to the gold base. But this 5th base up front getting ransacked by Zerglings. The Lurker denying mining on the left. Reynor's backstabs just incessant, constant. It's like a bloody mosquito. This Lurker's like a mosquito that keeps buzzing past your ear in the middle of the night. You try to slap it and you wake up and then it disappears. And just when you fall back asleep or start to fall back asleep, you hear that bzzz. BYUN slapping himself in the face going, where is it? Where is it? Die! Die, you stupid thing! Finally kills the Lurker on the left, but he needs more damage. He's falling behind in the army supply. Reynor's economy is way healthier. There is an urgency for BYUN, but he loses this small army on the right side of the map. Oh man, this is a nasty spot to find himself in. 4 Lurkers, 10 Zerglings are on the way. Mules dropping on that frontal base. Okay, the Lurkers, the Lings, the Banes all trying to group up in the center. We've got a ton of drones mining on this gold. BYUN's like, cool, I denied that base. He's only on 5 base. I'm on 5 base. Even though my worker count's low, I can maybe do it. He doesn't know about the secret gold base on the right, and that is giving Reynor a significant income advantage right now. And that's even including mules being dropped. Another one on the left. Reynor is like, oh, he's so annoying. BYUN is just, leave! Leave! Finally does clear that one up, does slap it down, but those Lurkers, I really like that because it just keeps the Terran on the back foot, keeps him busy. Oh, gotta watch out. Nice spready of those Zerglings. Oh, BYUN with a quick unburrow. Very cute maneuver. Bio Ghost coming forward. He tries to drop some snipes. Pops 1 or 2 of the Lurkers. Does he have enough to defend everything else? The Blinding Cloud's coming in. He has to just pull back, and that means the mineral line is exposed. Lings and Lurkers in the mineral lines. He's too busy trying to spread his bio, which means the whole command center mineral line goes down. One of the command centers gets blasted as well. Reynor now at double the supply. 50 worker advantage, but also having a significant army advantage. That puts him in the driver's seat. That puts him massively ahead. He's got a new base going up on the top left. He didn't rebuild this one. but he has got the army control. He's got everything, and he's looking for the 3-0. You know, I think REYNOR might have been a bit annoyed. I've said a few times, you know, REYNOR got lucky to make the semi-finals versus, you know, and face off against Serral there in Sweden. He probably should have been eliminated before that. And, you know, by BYUN. And people are like, what are you talking about? I think REYNOR got angry and said, I will show you who's the daddy, who's the king of this matchup. Because that was a one-off. Yep, BYUN was looking good in that series. But I know how to deal with these 2-Rex openings now. I know how to shut him down and shut him out. And it feels like BYUN now, a dead man walking. He's going down the green mile and contemplating what he can do in these last moments. But of course, we can see the numbers. He's thinking maybe there's a chance. He still somehow has hope. Does blast a bunch of lurkers. That was a nice, cute little engagement by him. There are enough Zerglings to blot out the sun, man. There are Zerglings climbing over other Zerglings. It's that silly World War Z, or World War Z, I should say, right? Scene where all the zombies are climbing on each other's back and friggin' just climbing over the giant wall and stuff. Just too much Zerg on the dance floor. REYNOR looked absolutely clean and crisp. This did not look like a super competitive match. It kind of looked like each game was going okay, and then REYNOR just got out of control and shut him down. A dominant 3-0 for the Italian Stallion. GG, well played.